welcome to African Brands. I'm Ore Ajiwale. As always, I'm delighted that you could join us today on the show. Kicking off the show with our brand leaders chat with the Chief Data Officer of one of Nigeria's leading online travel agencies, Wakanow. Here's our chat with Mr. Victorio Badaya.
Traveling abroad is fun until your mobile phone roaming charges make you roam. But you can take care of that with the Wakanow Travel SIM. Enjoy great roaming rates for as low as 10 cents per minute when you call home. Free incoming calls in 72 countries, including all the top destinations of the world. Global data bundles and so much more with the Wakanow Travel SIM. Visit www.wakanow.com/travel sim for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Wakanow, let's go.
We consider ourselves a tech and a product company. So these are the two pillars that keep everything alive here. In terms of product, actually, we are innovating a lot, and I would like to say that we're probably the most successful. We released the most successful visa service that you can purchase online, where people can actually get very easily or much more easy in a certain way visas everywhere in the world. This was our original product, together with the Pay More Small, which is gonna be soon a trademark because they're copying it, to be honest with you. And Pay More Small was the Wakanow idea to let people be able to enjoy their flights and travels paying with installments over the time. This is like called the microfinancing in a sense, which is becoming now a trend in Africa. But if you think about that, Wakanow started this many years ago actually. It was completely pure innovation that already made a certain kind of difference in the market. I would say the main points are we're Nigerians. Our business, the core and the management stays strictly Nigerian. So we speak the same language. We understand the needs of the people and, we're in touch with them. So there is a connection which other international companies don't necessarily have with the customers. And for us, this connection is very important. And that's the first one. The second one is we are flexible. One of the points of digital businesses is the fact that they are quite strict. You're in e-commerce, you need to pay a certain amount, you pay this amount, and then you get your product shipped whenever it is. But if you think about Wakanow, the way we handle business is very different. We talk to our customers one by one. So it's very rare that there is a transaction happening without a direct contact to the customers. Hence, we customize their trips and we follow them, we assist them, we suggest them, sometimes even against our own will. It's just about enabling people to travel in the most comfortable way. And, this obviously pays back in terms of loyalty, which is quite big. We are specialized in flights, as you can imagine, followed by hotels and packages. Especially about packages, we recently started our operation called Erupt, which is about creating an experience for customers and let them travel to Ethiopia and then Kenya to have 5 days of non-stop activities and parties to experience what we define the African experience. Then we also have several other products, which are Visa, of course, SIM cards, when you travel and you want to have data and voice, SIM cards, as well as prepaid cards to purchase whatever you want without having to use your main debit or credit card, so prevents any kind of risk. That's absolutely true. I would like to say that right now, not just Nigeria, but the whole Africa is booming when it comes to tech. It's definitely a blooming flower in this regard. Let's say the overall technology level in every kind of business, not just travel, is quickly increasing in a dramatic way to catch up with the rest of the world. So there are tangible improvements that we can see every day. For Wakanow, I mean, this makes no difference for us, obviously. And if you think about that, our vast majority of staff is dedicated to tech, whether it's directly or indirectly tech. And we're very proud of it. It's a very expensive department, as you can imagine, to run, but it always paid back. And we have one of the most sophisticated websites and technology for travel, which makes us very proud. So for us, obviously, tech is a priority in order to deliver an outstanding services to our customers. In terms of hotels, there is the level is increasing steadily since a while now, and Nigeria is catching up very quickly with the rest of the world. When it comes to flights, and I will say the infrastructure on flights, which mostly airports, I say there is still some work to be done in this regard, and we are hoping the government to improve this aspect. To understand whether it's a problem of being a Nigerian as a passport or there are other reasons for. What we noticed is we have a huge failure rate for visa applications when the rules are not strictly followed. And many times the rules around the world to apply for visas are very, very tricky, complicated, long, and so on. That's why Wakanow created the visa service, which in fact help people to dramatically increase the chances of getting their visa done. So my first and let's say most genuine answer will be, if the documents are done right, following all the procedures, I don't think Nigeria is necessarily that bad to get a visa. There are way worse countries, trust me. But yes, you're right also saying that there have been increasing problems. I assume they are referring to the US, which unfortunately it's outside of everybody's control, is a government decision on that side. A bunch of markets and countries where Nigeria is a part of.
Thinking of going on vacation, but you are short on cash? Well, with Wakanow Pay Small Small, there's no stopping you. Just make a minimum 25% deposit and pay the balance in installments at your convenience. It's that easy, so make that dream vacation a reality now. Visit www.wakanow.com or call 0700-925-2669 to start.
Wakanow, let's go.
BF Global Logistics and Maritime Limited believes that the customer is king, a belief that's rarely seen in most Nigerian businesses these days. So we took a trip down to have a chat with the CEO, Isa Aruna.
BF Global Logistics was registered about 15 years ago principally to carry on the business of freight forwarding. But over the course of time, we decided to incorporate custom clearing and logistics to it, basically because they all go hand in hand, and we just thought they will complement each other. And within the very short period of, our existence, we've actually been able to carve a niche for ourselves within the maritime subsector. do freight forwarding from any part of the world. We are lucky to have partners, agency partners that we collaborate with, whether from North America, China, which is a big route for a lot of Nigerian companies, Europe, South Africa, UAE, you name it. We do that. We arrange the shipping. We also do project documentation. We do custom clearing and logistics. I think the very first one, like any player in the maritime logistics industry will tell you in this country right now, is the issue of bad roads, especially as it affects our operations. Well, thank God it's actually getting better, but I mean, it's still a very big challenge. The government has always been saying they are trying to accomplish custom clearing and delivery within 24 hours. But I mean, it takes sometimes 3 to 4 days for you to actually get your cargo to even position for examination. And then when you're able to get these goods examined, even after custom clearing, sometimes it takes over a week for a truck to get into the port. Now, this is a lot of stress. And don't forget, you only have 6 days free to take your container. So basically, your container or your goods even starts to accrue demurrage when you are ready to take it for no fault of yours. And of course, nobody wants to, look at that. We've engaged our officials, the union officials have always tried to engage to actually find a way around this, and it's not been successful. So I think that's the biggest challenge, the issue of road and how it has made logistics very, very difficult, not just within Lagos, but all over the country. That's what actually drives the economy, if you permit me to say. Ours is an import-dependent economy, whether we like it or not, that's the truth. The present government, the present administration is trying its best to turn the tide around. But for now, that's what we are. We are an import-dependent economy. And what this means is, with all the challenges that come with it, if you don't get it right, that's why a lot of times you have lots of containers or you even have vessels that come in, they cannot actually offload. So they have to go to neighboring ports like Cotonou and stuff like that to actually wait for a turnaround time until the containers here have been decongested. And now that has also added another different angle to it, because now if you're trying to get freight from anywhere right now, you have about $400 to $500 extra lumped on your surcharge. They call it peak season surcharge. It shouldn't be like that. I'm beating my chest to tell you that, because if you mention any route, I'll tell you, this is my contact, and I'll be able to arrange your freight from anywhere. And that's the most important thing. I mean, my brother in Alaba Market is sitting there and is thinking of going to China to go and get his container, or maybe 4 or 5 pallets. He doesn't need to do that. We can easily arrange that for him, whether it's from Australia or from China, from North America, from Dubai or anywhere. We have that uniqueness in the sense that we've been able to establish wide range of contacts, and over the course of time, they know that they can trust us. When we give our word is our bond. And that's the uniqueness that that is very, very difficult to find, because most times you get credit on an open line of credit and you don't keep that. And when you don't keep that, you lose that line. And that's very, very important. We've tried to maintain that.
Brand Spotlight, we take a tour of Continental Security, whose one mission in Nigeria is to show that a safe and secure environment can be achieved by working with the right set of experts and professionals. The CEO, Kunle Okwe Silva, tells us more.
Continental Security is an indigenous security company unified with partners from the United Kingdom to give the required security of individuals and, of course, the government in some aspect, making sure the environment is safe for people while they go about their businesses. Well, the vision of Continental Security is to create a safe environment for its clients, be it government, private individuals, and corporate bodies in Nigeria. And our mission is to change the face of security in Nigeria in the heart of the people, private investors, and visitors in the country. The zeal, customer driven, well, the interest in providing what we do, giving the best of it, making sure we get constant feedbacks from our customers and clients, training and retraining, or continuous training and retraining of our staff has made us to be on top of our game. And of course, not leaving any stone unturned. A quick response to queries from clients has made up who we are today. The only way the government right now can address this is looking back to where they're coming from. Number one, they kind of underestimated the extent of insurgency. Otherwise, this would have been attacked from the inception, and of course have prevented many things from happening or to the level at which it has degenerated into. At this stage, what the government needs to do is, I believe, is to engage all the apparatus they have, engage all they have to fight what is going on in the country, ranging from the military to private individuals, even to the local vigilantes. At the same time, I think the government needs to orientate the people more. That if you see a suspect package, for example, or you see some funny kind of gatherings and you're not so sure about, you involve the agencies or the bodies that are on this trail of security in the environment as quick as you can. All over the world has been proven. Right, we all know it's the prerogative of the government to look after the lives and properties of the citizenry. But it's been confirmed that this is not only limited to the government, and the private security companies are meant to complement the effort of the government. In a case where you have the government leaving what they ought to do and just looking after selected few, has made the lives of many to be vulnerable. For example, you have an individual having 6 to 10 armed men as security, 6 to 10 mobile policemen, for example, as security, while the same police force is clamoring for more staff, that there are less men. It's absurd, because if the government can take it upon themselves to look after the people, look after the environment, look after the what's it called, the boundaries and the roads, I mean the people out there, and the security companies, the private firm I'm talking about, take it upon themselves like, okay, you look after this part of the society, and we look after these people, say that access to this picture, to these people, control the gates, the access, like I said, and, you know, selected part of it that doesn't have to, knowing fully well that the roads are safe, the society is safe. You kind of streamlined what the security or what the private security companies will do. And the government themselves know what they're doing by looking after the general people, because you're talking about, I mean, it's more of taxpayers were now, or talking about the people in general, regardless if you pay tax or not, because if you don't work, you're not expected to pay tax. But that doesn't mean your security should be jeopardized as well. So this is it. If the government knows their role, that we're not meant to protect selected few, that our priority is to protect the whole citizens, and let those that can afford to pay extra take advantage of the presence of the private security company. It will be very, very well. Well, there's no industry, I believe, there's no thriving industry, I believe, that doesn't have a competition. There's none. But in our case, we compete with ourselves. We know what we're doing. We know the extent that we've gotten to, and what we want to do is to improve on what we're given. So we're competing more with ourselves than looking at what the next man is doing. We are customer driven, like I said earlier on. We want to make our customers happy, and we want to keep them happy. So if we are measuring our achievements based on what the next man is doing, then I think someone is being confused here. But if we're competing with ourselves and we know that, yes, we are happy, or our customers are happy with us, and we keep on top of that, I mean, it's just good.
Minutes from Lagos city centre, less than an hour from the airport, offering ocean views at the heart of Victoria Island.
Eco Hotel is unique, a resort that is also a business place. So you can come, be in Lagos, in the urban jungle of Lagos, and at the same time feel like you are relaxed. We have everything from what we call the Signature Hotel, which is a 5-star plus venue. We have the main hotel, which is our landmark, big building. We have the Eco Suites, and also have the Eco Gardens. So these are the 4 distinct buildings where we have accommodation. We have now more than 10 restaurants in the hotel, the convention center, the hotels. We have 4 different hotels within the compound. So whatever you need, you can find it here. We have an all-day dining. We call it the Kuramo Sports Cafe. This is the heartbeat of our food and beverage. We have a restaurant by the pool. We call it the Lagoon Breeze. We have a bar by the pool. It's called the Calabash Bar, where people find it very nice because always there's breeze down there. Then we have the Sky Restaurant, has been open for about 10 years now and has been the landmark basically and the point of reference for restaurants in Lagos and in Nigeria. We have the Crossroads that started like a bar and club and a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant. Now it has become the highlight of Wednesday, you know, in Lagos. Everybody comes to Crossroads. We have a Chinese restaurant, The Red, which is beautiful. And we recently opened a Thai restaurant, we call it My Thai. And our most recent addition that opened a few days ago, it's the Lagos Irish Pub. So everything can happen, and you have this capacity that nobody else has in Lagos at the moment.
Relaxation, entertainment and African tradition. Eco Hotel and Suites, the perfect mix.
Always a pleasure bringing African brands your way every week. I'll see you next week. I'm Maria Joali. Have a great week, everyone.